Hello and welcome, and thanks for watching again. I'm taking a two-night solo into Penn Lake out of Rock Lake, and then I'll be meeting up with some of the guys from Algonquin Adventures on the third day for a couple hours. And this time I'm testing out some different equipment. So this time I'm taking a kayak instead of a canoe, and I'm hoping that the kayak will be less affected by the wind and the waves, except today doesn't look like it's going to test that at all. But one challenge has been packing the gear. Normally I would take everything and load it into my pack and then toss that in the canoe. This time I've had to separate everything. Here is a homemade yoke pad that I built, and then the tripod for my camera. My canoe barrel fits in there nicely, and in front of that, underneath the deck, is a big dry bag where my hammock and sleeping bags and such are. And then here in the back, loosely, is my kitchen kit, my food, my bedroll. I think my shoes are in there, my saw, my machete, that kind of thing. And then the pack is just laid out here on the floor in front of the seat, and the top of the pack where I keep all my handy items just sits there in front of the barrel. And then of course my seat with my canoe safety kit and my drinking bottle, my Nalgene. Anyway, time to hit the water. Got a few pictographs here, not too sure what they are. Got 3 lines there, possibly another one on the end, maybe another one just below. Have a figure which might be an animal with a tail at the bottom, a head, and 2 ears or 2 antlers at the top. Well, here we are inside the kayak, sorta. I'm using my homemade yoke. This is actually I'm not sure if you can see. This is actually a canoe yoke, and I've added these pieces to clamp onto the lip of the cockpit here, and just with a wing nut right here on the bottom, and so I don't have to bolt into the kayak. This is of course borrowed, and so I want to return it, not with holes in it. Anyway, and the person who lent it to me is gonna get a free yoke out of it. site very late. It was dark by the time I set up my hammock. No fire tonight. And rather than doing the traditional steak tonight, tonight was supposed to be steak and a rice pack. I think I'm just going to skip ahead to the Mountain House meal. And some hot chocolate. And tomorrow I'll give that steak a good smell, and if it seems okay, I'll have it tomorrow instead. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my supper, and I'm going to enjoy a nice look at the stars. That's the moon out there right now. And call it a night. Well, it's about 11 p.m. I sat around a bit and I watched the moon set, took a few pictures, and turning in. I was a little discouraged when I came into the site tonight because I had a hard time finding a site, actually. I think some of the sites on the map have been removed. And of course I didn't get the supper that I wanted. Firewood was almost non-existent, so I played with a little bit of a fire for a while, but it didn't really last long. But then, the moon set, and I got out my big camera and took some photos. Tomorrow I got a full day planned. I'll actually be shooting a video about why I go solo. And it's entirely scripted, and so I have some a lot of planned shots that I'm going to do. I'm testing out my new underquilt. I'll show that off in the morning and let you know how it went. Well, until then, good night. The view from the hammock this morning. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. And a good sleeping day today. I'm not traveling today. I'm staying on this site. I got some things that I'm going to tinker with. It's a fairly good night's sleep last night once I got to sleep. My underquilt performed well. I never once woke up because I was cold. That's good. It was a beautiful morning this morning at around 6 o'clock. The lake was all covered in mist and the sun hadn't quite come up yet. And but I didn't feel like getting up and taking pictures of it. I decided to have a sleeping day. I think it's time to get some breakfast on, get some coffee. Okay, so I'm finally going to go through the hammock here, and then all the gizmos and things that I've attached to it. I'm going to do it in reverse order as I tear it all down. So inside, I have my main sleeping bag, which I'm really just using over top me as a blanket. Now the underquilt is rigged up here. It looks a little complicated because I've slowly added ropes and stuff to it over time. I'll redo this all and simplify it a bit. These carabiners here are so that I can adjust the tension that pulls the underquilt up into me. These here are to snug the ends up together, and then of course I have that tied to the end here so that I can keep it from riding down toward the middle. And now here's the underquilt down on the ground. The white cords, they run through the sides, and that's so that I can adjust the underquilt's position up and down, or up and down my length, and then I can adjust the tension on the white cord to adjust the snugness. And then on the ends is a piece of shock cord where I can cinch it up at the ends. Now I can unzip the outer sleeping bag, and inside I've stuffed another sleeping bag, and inside that is one of those cheap blue foam mats which I've cut into a bit of a surfboard shape, and that'll get stuffed inside. And that's, I guess, one good thing about using a sleeping bag to do this is that I can put whatever I want inside it. There's a bald eagle over there circling around. You might be able to hear the loons. That eagle has been dive bombing the loons, either for territorial aggression or maybe trying to steal the loon's catch. I don't know. The loons are very stressed out over it.